So, you're staring at your screen. You've just paused a 20-minute YouTube tutorial.
Probably for like the eighth time in 10 minutes.
Right, and you look back at your customized software interface, and you realize something
A
terrible.
button isn't there.
The button the tutorial says you need to click simply isn't there.
Oh man, we've all been trapped in that exact moment.
It's incredibly frustrating.
Yeah, it really is.
Welcome to this deep dive. Today, our mission is exploring a completely new paradigm. We're looking at Google's Gemini 3.1 Flash Live.
Which is, it's a massive shift in human-computer interaction.
It's a tool designed to eliminate that exact feeling of software paralysis.
Exactly.
We'll cover how this tool serves as a real-time visual tutor, especially inside complex software like Premiere Pro. We'll explore how it transforms static websites into contextual conversations. We'll walk you through the exact steps to try it yourself in Google AI Studio.
And we'll reveal a crucial tuning step that most people completely miss.
But first, let's clear up the foundational jargon. What exactly is a multimodal model?
An AI that processes text, voice, and live video together simultaneously.
Perfect. So let's unpack this frustrating status quo. We often call it the 27-minute rabbit hole.
Oh yeah, the worst.
You sit down to make a 2-minute fix.
Yeah.
Suddenly you're half an hour deep into pure frustration.
Right. And the core reason is that recorded video tutorials never match your specific screen.
Never.
The fundamental problem is a mismatch in state.
Mm-hmm.
The person in the tutorial is working in a default state.
Their workspace is perfectly clean.
Exactly. But your workspace is deeply customized. You've moved panels around.
You're using a different version.
Yeah. You're basically guessing. You click through random menus hoping a recognizable word pops up.
And that cognitive load destroys your actual workflow. You stop thinking about your project.
You start fighting the software.
Right. Gemini 3.1 Flash Live attacks this problem by introducing live visual context.
It streams your actual screen directly to the model.
That feels like the key distinction. We've had voice AI for a while now,
Sure.
but older AI is like trying to fix your car over the phone.
That's a great way to put it.
You're trying to describe a weird engine noise to a mechanic. They're just guessing blindly based on your vague description.
Because they lack ground truth. Gemini is completely different. It's like a patient tutor sitting directly next to you. They are physically looking at the engine with you. They see the frayed wire.
But doesn't voice AI usually just give generic answers pulled from a company's documentation?
Normally, yes. That's how traditional text models work. But the live visual feed grounds this specific AI.
Okay.
It forces the model to react strictly to the layout visible on your screen right now.
So it knows what's actually there.
Right. If a menu is closed, it knows it's closed. It cannot hallucinate a button that isn't currently rendered in front of you.
Got it. Seeing the screen makes the AI's advice totally custom to you.
It changes everything. It bridges the gap between generic advice and applied execution.
If we connect this to the bigger picture, the true test of any software tutor is complexity.
Absolutely.
If this tool can handle Adobe Premiere Pro, it can probably handle anything. Premiere is notorious for its density.
Oh, Premiere's basically a cockpit. It has a million tiny windows, nested menus, hidden timelines.
It's intimidating.
Highly intimidating.
The sources outline a fascinating first demo. It focuses on fixing a broken multicam sequence.
Which is usually a nightmare.
Right. Normally, you'd be digging through forums for hours to solve this. Here, you simply share your screen with Gemini. You explain your issue out loud.
And the mechanism here is incredible. The AI processes the video frames of your interface. It uses a vision encoder to chop your screen into a spatial grid. It identifies the exact broken sequence in your timeline.
Wow.
Then it speaks to you and tells you exactly where to move your mouse.
It's analyzing the pixels, mapping them to coordinates, and translating that into verbal instructions.
Exactly. It confirms it sees the Premiere interface.
Yeah.
It isolates the problematic track, and it walks you through the fix step by step.
Just waiting for you to complete each action.
Yeah.
I still wrestle with being too vague myself. I'd probably just tell the AI to make it look better.
Yeah, that is the biggest trap we see. It's a classic human error.
Really?
Oh, absolutely. Vague instructions leave far too much room for algorithmic interpretation. You have to use precise language.
So how does that play out in the second demo? The sources mention a complex color grading task using the Lumetri color panel.
Right, so the user wants to adjust a subject's skin tone. But instead of saying make it look better, the prompt needs to be specific.
Okay.
You say make the skin tone warmer, but keep the background cool and slightly blue.
So you provide the creative direction. The AI provides the technical execution.
That's the perfect division of labor. Because the AI has clear direction and it can see the Lumetri panel, it guides the user flawlessly.
Right.
It directs them to the specific curves section. It points out the hue versus hue controls. It even explains how to use the targeted eyedropper tool to isolate the background.
It feels like having a senior video editor sitting right beside you, but I'm curious about the limitations.
Sure.
What happens if my Premiere layout is highly customized? What if it's completely messy and disorganized? Does it get lost?
It doesn't get lost at all. This is where the technology truly shines.
Yeah.
Yeah, the model doesn't rely on a static, memorized template of what Premiere should look like. It actively scans the live pixels to find where your tools currently live.
So it reacts to your actual messy layout, not a textbook screenshot.
It adapts entirely to your chaos. If you moved your color panel to the left monitor, the AI sees it on the left monitor.
That makes me think about the broader implications. If an AI can look at your complex software to help you...
Obviously, look at your website to help your customers.
Exactly.
That is quietly the most disruptive idea in these sources. We are talking about flipping the entire customer experience model upside down.
The sources highlight a specific demo involving a travel website. Normally, a user lands on a site. They hunt through various tabs for trip options. They dig for pricing. It's a manual, tedious process of information gathering.
We force people to do so much work. We make them click through deeply nested pages.
Right.
We make them scan massive blocks of text. We demand that they piece disparate information together manually just to understand what they're buying.
But with this new paradigm, there's a built-in voice assistant. It actually reads the rendered page in real time.
Yeah.
It synthesizes the information, and it summarizes the available travel packages out loud to the user.
It fundamentally stops relying on the user to read and navigate.
Yeah.
The AI digests the visual layout and the text simultaneously.
Whoa. 2-sec silence. Imagine an entire internet where pages just explain themselves out loud without a single click.
It's a beautiful concept, isn't it? It reduces an immense amount of friction. Think about the drop-off rates on e-commerce checkout pages.
Oh, huge.
People abandon their shopping carts simply because the shipping information is buried under a vague hyperlink.
Or think about SaaS onboarding. A new user logs in, and the core features are hidden behind 3 obscure drop-down menus.
Yes. Or educational platforms where students literally cannot figure out where this week's homework is located.
Right.
This multimodal approach replaces that sad, useless chatbot widget we all hate. You know the one.
Oh, I definitely know the one. The widget that always seems to say, "Hello, human, how may I redirect your frustration today?"
Exactly. The widget that just asks you to search the FAQ again. Now, the AI becomes an actual contextual layer sitting on top of the site. It sees what the user sees. It replaces traditional FAQ sections entirely because it can just tell you the answer based on the screen's current state.
But let me push back on this a little. Does this mean the end of traditional website menus and good design? Are we just giving developers an excuse to build terrible, messy designs?
That's a very valid concern.
Yeah.
But no, this doesn't replace clean, intuitive design. Good architecture is still essential. The AI acts as an immediate shortcut for users who need quick guidance. It's an enhancement for complex workflows, not a band-aid for broken navigation.
It's a helpful layer over the site, not an excuse for bad design.
Precisely. You still need a structurally sound foundation for the AI to parse the information effectively. Sponsor.
Okay, let's ground this conversation. We've talked about the theoretical awe.
Yeah.
Let's look at the practical application. If you're listening right now, how do you actually touch this technology today?
It is surprisingly accessible. You don't need a massive engineering team. You just use the Google AI Studio Playground.
The sources break down this setup process, and it seems remarkably frictionless.
It really is.
You open the playground in your browser, you select a model from the live family, you click a button to share your screen and your microphone, and that's basically it.
There are no API keys to configure for a basic test. You don't need complex developer environments or local servers.
Wow.
You literally just open it, share your screen, and start talking to the model.
But to get the best results, there are a few specific knobs worth tuning inside the playground.
Yes, there are 4 main parameters you should pay attention to.
Okay.
System instructions, voice selection, tokens per image, and the thinking mode.
Let's focus on that tokens per image setting. That sounds highly technical. How should we visualize what that actually does?
Think of it like laying a transparent grid over a physical map.
Okay.
If you use a low token setting, you're placing a very coarse grid over the map. The AI can see the big cities and the major highways.
Right.
It processes the image very fast, but it lacks precision.
So it might see a general menu bar, but not the specific tiny icons inside it.
Exactly. Now, if you crank the setting higher, you're placing a highly detailed, incredibly fine grid over that same map.
Oh, I see.
Now, the AI can read individual street signs. It can see the smallest drop-down arrows. You get massive detail, but it takes the model slightly longer to respond.
That makes perfect sense. What about the system instructions?
Right.
The source provides a remarkably simple prompt for setting up the tutor. It just says, "You are my real-time software tutor. Speak calmly. Wait for me to confirm."
That simplicity is the secret to making this work. A lot of people try to cram 400 detailed rules into the system prompt.
They over-engineer it.
Way too much. You should start simple. Give it a basic persona. Test how it naturally behaves. Then refine it based on actual friction points.
The sources also detail something called the build workflow, and this part honestly sounds a bit like science fiction.
Oh, this is the most powerful workflow in the entire document. You can build a custom website and embed this live Gemini voice assistant using just 2 prompts.
Wait, is it really just 2 prompts to build a fully functional talking website from scratch?
Yes. The first prompt creates the visual interface. You ask it to generate a travel catalog UI.
Right.
The second prompt wires up the Gemini Live Assistant and passes the website's context to it. What used to take developers days of UI creation and complex API wiring now happens in a single window.
That reduces days of coding into just one short, focused session.
It's an unprecedented leap in rapid prototyping. You can verify the code visually in real time.
But we need to temper the excitement just a bit. Let's talk about the unspoken reality of deploying these models. Setting the playground up is incredibly easy, but getting the AI to feel natural and helpful requires a secret final step.
Iterative follow-up tuning. Almost everyone skips this part, and their results suffer because of it.
The reality is that the first draft of your AI assistant will probably be quite rough. It rarely nails the appropriate tone on the very first try.
Oh, definitely not.
The source material has a brilliant quote describing this exact phenomenon.
Yes, it notes that an untuned AI might sound like a customer service fairy trapped inside a Bluetooth speaker.
That is a deeply unsettling image.
It really is.
But it captures the problem perfectly.
It does. The default tone might be way too enthusiastic for a serious task. Or it might be incredibly formal and pedantic when you just want a quick answer.
Yeah.
That initial awkwardness is completely normal.
So you have to steer it. You must provide follow-up directions to sculpt the persona.
Right. You just talk to it normally. You say, speak more calmly. Or don't lecture me, just give you the next step. You can even give it a vibe check. You say, match the energy of a helpful, quiet hotel concierge.
You're essentially taking on the role of a casting director. You're directing a voice actor until they hit the right emotional note.
That's a great analogy. The base model just gives the system the mechanical ability to speak and see. The actual user experience, how it feels to interact with the tool, depends entirely on your tuning.
Right.
You are the one who decides if it's warm, concise, or clinical.
Bringing it all together, this raises a massive elephant in the room.
Okay.
If an AI can watch my screen and tell me exactly where to click in real time, does this completely kill the market for YouTube tutorials?
Definitely not. I think there is a very clear, permanent dividing line between what these two formats achieve.
Long-form videos serve a totally different purpose. They are built for exploring deep concepts. They exist to teach broad strategy. They provide creative inspiration. Real-time visual AI is built for immediate, highly specific mechanical tasks.
Right. The AI is perfect for answering, where is the Lumetri color panel hiding in this specific update?
Yeah.
But nobody is going to learn the deep philosophical principles of cinematic color theory from a voice assistant barking instructions in 90 seconds.
So the AI handles the immediate mechanical tasks while humans are still needed to teach the deeper strategy.
Exactly. They serve two entirely different cognitive needs. The AI removes the friction of the interface. The human tutorial provides the creative roadmap.
Right.
Both formats will absolutely coexist and complement each other.
AI solves the how-to, but humans still have to teach the why.
That is the perfect distillation of the dynamic.
Let's synthesize the core takeaways from today's deep dive.
The nature of software assistants is undergoing a massive shift. We are moving away from an era of text-based, asynchronous search.
Yeah.
We're moving toward a contextual, highly visual layer of computation. It's an interactive layer that sits directly inside your existing messy workflows. It doesn't force you to leave your app to find an answer.
And the true magic only unlocks when you combine three distinct elements.
Right.
You need the live visual context, you need direct interface access, and you need iterative, careful tuning of the AI's persona.
If you miss even one of those three pillars, the resulting experience feels hollow and frustrating.
So how should you proceed? We strongly encourage you to start small today. Don't try to redesign your entire company's workflow in one afternoon.
Yeah, that's a recipe for burnout.
Just pick one specific software pain point. Find that one task in Premiere or Excel or your CRM that usually sends you straight to a search engine.
Open the Google AI Studio Playground. Turn on your screen sharing, and simply let Gemini Flash Live tutor you through that single isolated problem.
Build your own intuitive confidence with this new interaction style first. It takes practice to learn how to talk to software.
It really does.
I want to leave you with a final forward-looking question to mull over. We started this deep dive scaring at a frustrating, confusing interface. But if our software tools now possess the infinite patience and the visual capacity to teach us their own interfaces step by step, how is that going to change the way developers approach software design in the future? If an AI layer can effortlessly explain any messy, nested menu to a user, will developers even bother making complex interfaces intuitive for humans anymore?
That is a profound question. It fundamentally changes the entire incentive structure of user interface design.
Think about that. Beat, thank you for taking this deep dive with us.